Hey y'all, how's it going? Bennett here. This week we're doing Wayfaring Stranger, and this is actually more of a crash course lesson for beginners on how you can hear a minor key melody in your head and then put it on your instrument, and then how do you add rolls using the chord progression. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comment section below, and enjoy Wayfaring Stranger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this lesson is going to show you how to take this basic version of Wayfaring Stranger, the very, very basic melody, and add rolls to it. So basically, Scruggsifying this basic melody. And I know I'm not playing what Scruggs may have played, but I'm playing with rolls. So the first thing you want to do is pick out that original melody. And instead of just doing... I like the inflection of using the slide. You know, for that note. And then moving on to the A minor. So it would help for you to learn the chords of the song as well, and I'll go over those in a bit. But for now, let's just focus on that melody, because that's what's going to be the most important part of learning really any song, and then the chords come after it. So we got that. I messed it up there a little bit. So without even going on to the B section, figure out what that melody is. And if you don't know this song, I mean, you can use the version that I just played as a reference, but it would help, before you're learning anything by ear, to go and check out several different recordings of this song. I'm using E minor, but you might find other versions of this song in C minor or D minor. E minor just seemed like the best key for this lesson since it's relative to the key of G. So E minor is the relative minor to G. So we're partially in E minor, we're partially in G. For instance, the B section goes to the key of G. So learn that melody, that A section melody, and we're not even going to move on to the B section yet. We're going to go over the chords for the A section. And this is kind of like step 2 for putting these pieces together, so putting that melody with the chords, and that's ultimately going to help you be able to add rolls in to your playing. You have to have a good foundation of the melody, so make sure you focus on that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to figure out the chords. So what you're going to do with the chords is you're going to sing the melody while you play the chords, and this might take some practice, but it's a really good skill to develop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Boom, ba, boom, boom. Da, boom, da, da, boom. Boom, da, boom. Boom, da, da. Okay, so obviously I'm not singing in probably my best key. It's a little pitchy. I'm straining on notes, but it doesn't matter because really what you're trying to do is play or sing the notes in rhythm with what you're playing on your banjo. And I'm just doing a standard vamping pattern, so nothing fancy because it's not about the technique here. It's about listening and putting these two melodies together, these two things together. So you have the standard vamping pattern, which is just thumb on the 4th string and then bringing it down to the 3rd, so you can pinch 3, 2, 1 together on the bottom strings. And the chords for this song, or the A section, are E minor, A minor, and then B 7th. And you are probably familiar with that E minor and that A minor, but if you're not, they look like this. E minor, that's our home key, and then A minor, that's our 4 chord, minor 4 chord. And then the B 7th, you can do a couple different things. You can do this chord up here, but my favorite chord, which my teacher showed me when I was learning, is this B 7th. This is such an awesome B 7th. And that's also the one that I'm using in the melody, except I'm not using my pinky out here on the F sharp. So you can even, you know, vamp like that if you want to for those chords. All right, so we have the basic melody and we have the chords. Now how do we put them together? Well, what I like to do is start out very sparingly, and I don't look at this from a roll perspective. So I'm not trying to put in forward backwards rolls, or I'm not trying to put in forward rolls. I'm just kind of feeling it out. And this is really good to do with a metronome, or definitely a backing track so you don't lose your place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off. So I'm not doing like a specific roll pattern, maybe more forward rolls looking back at what I did, but I'm really just trying to fill that space with notes in the chord. So you notice like when I slid up, I'm putting my index finger down, and that's one of my favorite moves in the key of E minor or E major. It's got this really nice open sounding no third kind of thing going on. And then for the A minor, I'm doing more inside rolls, but you can totally put the whole A minor on. And this is where it kind of opens up for your creativity. So you have to get a little bit creative with this. The goal isn't to fill in the space as much as possible. The goal is to play musically, play in time, and be creative. So I'll play it one more time so you can get some more ideas from this. This will be a little bit different than what I played before. And I'm just trying to fill in the space as musically as possible. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That was maybe a little bit bluesier, and I even messed up in the beginning, but it doesn't matter if you mess up as long as you keep going and you stick with the form of the song. All right, so that's enough on the A section. Let's look at the B section. And the melody for this is and then it goes back into an A section. So you can notice that I'm even putting on the C chord here, and that's what the chord is. But your melody starts on, that's the beginning of the measure. So make sure you get that E note on the first beat of the measure. It's a little sloppy there, but I'm improvising and I'm trying to show the different options for putting rolls into your chords. Remember, it's all about musicality. Are you playing in time? Do you have good tone? These are the questions that you should be asking, not am I filling in with enough rolls here? Because chances are, if you feel good about what you're playing and you're playing it musically and you listen back and you're like, wow, that's actually pretty cool, chances are you're doing the right thing. So that is a quick breakdown of Wayfaring Stranger and how you can start to add rolls into your melody playing. It's all about learning that basic melody, singing along. You notice I was singing a lot during this lesson, and then combining in the chords and kind of practicing the melody and chords separately and then piece it together. For a more advanced lesson on Wayfaring Stranger, looking at the chord structures, how to solo over this minor chord progression, and also how to play a higher break, check out the lesson on banjobyear.me. You can sign up for a free trial. It's only $5 a month, or you can join as a premium member for $16 a month. It's got a ton of great stuff on there. But if not, enjoy these free videos on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for a new vid.